Alright, Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Makar Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GreatMillStone that rule impeccably well. And Shalom to the Akim that's pushing his truth in sincerity across the four winds. Alright, as you can see here on the screen, this is yet another article from the metro.co.uk, and as you can see from the title, it reads, thousands of Swedes are choosing to implant microchips into their bodies. Alright, now this particular article and a few excerpts of the actual content in the article has been recycled over and over again within the last few months concerning Swedes in great mass getting microchipped with the mark of the beast, right, which is the RFID chip. Right, this information has been heavily rotated on the internet and in newspapers alike for the past few months, man. Alright, now it just shows you the vibration that Esau Edom is, the elites of Esau Edom is basically pushing out there concerning the prophecy of the mark of the beast, man. And it lets us know, here at GreatMillStone that, what we've been saying, starting with Apostle Tahar on down, has been the truth all of this time, man, concerning, the RFID chip, that it is indeed the mark of the beast. Alright, now there's a lot of people out there that, have been scoffing over the years at this information, at this prophecy written over in Revelations, the 13th chapter, but, now you're going to have to, really think about what your next move is, man, because the more and more Esau promotes the mark of the beast, is the more and more it's going to dominate, your day-to-day lives, and you're going to see it manifest on a greater and greater scale as time goes on. And speaking of time, we don't have much more time until this microchip is going to be made mandatory, man. Because as you've noticed, as of late, you've had several false flag attacks and several if you like order destabilizing events, right, which we know more to come through the spirit, because we know how Esau operates, man. Esau operates by causing disaster and giving you the probable solution to solve that problem that he's already created, or the Abkeo. That's the way Esau gets down, man. So as more and more of these things happen, the more and more that we're gonna see these prophecies come to life, man. Right, which is a beautiful thing, because what these prophecies coming to life, what does it mean for us, man? The hopeful elect of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. It means that our Lord is on his way back to reestablish the rightful kingdom that is to be put in place upon the earth, man, which starts with the rulership of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai and the 12 tribes, man, which are you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Alright, now let's read a few excerpts on this article, man, which was posted on Wednesday the 21st, which was yesterday. Alright, and again, you can do your research on this particular article, right? It's been reposted, a numerous amount of times, right, on the Metro and on different, reputable news sources, on the internet, man, right? So this vibration is getting pushed more and more concerning the RFID chip, and every time we see any updates, regarding the RFID chip, what do? We do videos on it to edify the elect, to edify the elect of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, and to warn our people, pursuant to, Ezekiel 3, from 17 on down. Alright, now having microchips implanted in your body sounds like a dystopian sci-fi nightmare, but thousands of Swedes are doing it voluntarily, right? At least 3,000 Swedish people have done it. Now 3,000 is a large number, man. You know, especially when you actually think that these people are actually paying, the large majority of these people are paying to actually have the RFID chip inserted into their hand, right? So it hasn't even come to the stage where, you know, it says in Revelation, it hasn't even come to the stage where the so-called white man is causing you to take it, or even forcing you to take it or making it mandatory. But these are people that have voluntarily decided that they want to have the RFID chip inside, all right? Using the chip to beep office doors and train ticket gates so they don't have to carry passes or tickets. And it says, Eureka Selsing, 28, says that she uses hers to get into the gym and to get into her office. And Sweden's state-owned SJ railway line allows people to use implanted chips instead of tickets, man. Right? So you got the SJ railway line that's in Sweden that have actually already adapted to their customers using the RFID chip in order to get on the train system, man. Right? Now that's a big thing because people use the trains every single day to get to and from work, you know. So, you know, you can actually use the RFID chip to use the local train system in Sweden, man. Right? So once the train line service has adapted to using it, then everything else is going to follow through, man. Right? Because this is all about the Internet of Things, man. This is all about convenience. All right? This is all about, you know, projecting to make people's life easier. Right? So anyone that doesn't have the RFID chip, they're going to be pressured into thinking that they have to get it because they're going to see so much other people on a day-to-day basis using the technology that they're going to feel left out, man. And that's how Esau gets people. All right? Now it says here, a company has already chipped dozens of employees at the epicenter office space in Sweden. So, you know, as it's been reported also, you have a lot of UK companies, right, over here in the UK also considering to use the RFID technology in the workforce so they can, you know, do something called micromanagement where you monitor the sales performance and the traits of your employees. All right. Now this is a new thing that they're introducing, man, so they can have complete control over the employees and so they can see areas of the business, you know, so-called, so they can see areas of the business that need improving, man, or that need to be eradicated. It's all part of micromanagement and, you know, in the name of saving money. All right. But we know that it's really just to gain control, man. This leads on to something much bigger. All right. But ultimately, that's what Esau wants to do. He wants to control the people. And starting off with smaller countries like Sweden, and now it's moving over, you know, to the UK, you're going to see that this is going to get more and more, you know, news coverage as the weeks and the months go by, man. Because this is the next big thing, the next big prophecy that will indeed take place upon the face of the earth. The RFID chip will indeed be made mandatory, you know, and all people will be faced, you know, with that option of being faced, you know, to take the RFID chip, man. Right? But a lot of people are going to be caused to take it. And, you know, first of all, 2/3 of our people, you know, that don't get killed in martial law, Jacob's trouble, you know, a lot of them people will take the RFID mark of the beast, man. Right? Because they don't have faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right? But the elect of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you know, the Lord is going to keep us from the hour of temptation, man. All right? And that's why we do these videos. And that's why we do this work, because we have faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And it says here the chips allow them to get through doors in the building and access printers. It says, let's scroll down a little bit. It says, Ms. Turson said in an interview last year, the purpose of having microchips inserted is to simplify daily life by replacing frequently used items such as keys, you know, key fobs, passage cards, gym cards, business cards, etc. by storing the data in a small RFID microchip. And you gotta think to yourself, what's wrong with carrying all those items, man? Right? Really, there's nothing wrong with carrying them items. Most of them items you keep in your wallet, in your pocket. It's not really a strain to have them. But, because, the minds of the people has been dumbed down to such an extent, they now see a hassle carrying certain things. But then Esau can, promote it to you and say, well, what if you forget this at home? Then you have to go back home, you're going to have to pick it up. It's all about making your life more convenient and easy going, right? Any little thing, Esau can make it seem like it's a hassle. When really most things in your life, man, if you forget something, you just go home and get it. If you ain't got cash on you, then you use your card. But now he wants to go, the further step and go to another level and just say, look, this, be one with the system, right? Become part of the system, become an extension of this technology that we're creating, man. Being one, with the image of the beast, basically. That's the level that the elites are basically taking it to, man. And it's all for their own agenda. It's not really to make your life easier. It's not to better the people. It's solely so Esau can declare himself, in his own mind as being the Most High and having the same powers that the Most High possesses, which will never happen. Alright? It says here, and business cards, etc., by storing the data in a small RFID microchip the size of a rice grain. Alright? And as you can see here in the picture, you have a man receiving the RFID chip, man. So, you gotta understand, there's a lot of people up on the face of the earth right now that actually have the mark of the beast. Alright? They've already been, asked to get destroyed when Yahweh Shem Yahushai makes his return. And they're gonna get destroyed anyway, if they're not Israelites, man. Right? If they're not of the elect. And it says here, by carrying a chip in your hand, you remove the need for all these items and you always carry them with you. It's a convenience thing that simplifies your daily life and removes dependencies and complexities for those who embrace technology, right? So again, key word, simplifying your life. Alright, Swedish biohacking group Bionifiken started offering implant parties where people have the chips inserted into their bodies. Last year, a vending machine company called Free Square Market had 50 employees who volunteered to be chipped to access machine snacks, man. Now it's just to access machine snacks for your breaks, man. Right? So how much more, to have your medical records, have your bus pass, your train ticket, all of these things that you use in your day-to-day life. People are going to heap onto this mark of the beast, man. Esau's already underway, doing the promotion for this thing, man. Right? He's already doing the marketing, man. And, so far it's successful because Yahweh Shem Yahushai is down with it to the extent to further, his agenda. And then when it comes to, the time when, as it says in the scriptures, when he's about to fill his belly, the Lord is going to cast the so-called white man down, man. He's going to cast, the elites will eat him down. And his system is gonna crash. All right? So that's about it on that one. But let's just hit a few scriptures, man. And I'm going to close out. I don't want this to be too long. Now, this is Daniel chapter 12 and verse 4. And it says, but thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end, man. So that's how we know we're at the time of the end, because we have the understanding of these prophecies, man, that were spoken of from times before. Right? Now we have the full understanding through the, the elders and apostles, GreatMillStone started with, Apostle Tahar and down. We have the understandings of the words of this book, man. We understand that the mark of the beast spoken of in Revelations is indeed, the RFID microchip, man. Right? Because that information has been revealed now to the apostles, man. And the elders, on down. Right? And that's why it says in, Amos the 3rd chapter that surely the Lord will do nothing but revealeth his secrets to his servants, the prophets. Right? And those secrets have been revealed to his servants, the prophets, man. But they haven't been revealed to all, people that proclaim to be, prophets or servants of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Because you got Israelite camps out there that don't understand, right, or don't want to know concerning the mark of the beast being the RFID chip. They want to try and call it an embargo, right? Or they want to try and say it's Christianity, which, totally, makes no sense. The scriptures are very plain and clear concerning, what it is. When you go into the word mark in Revelations 13, it's the Greek word charagma, which basically means to make an incision. So it would indeed be something that was inserted into your hand, man. All right, it's not no, philosophy. It's not Christianity. It's not an embargo, right? The scriptures are very plain. So it says, but though Daniel shut the words and sealed the book, even to the time of the end. So, these words were to be sealed. The understanding of the scriptures was to be sealed until the time of the end. And now we have the understanding and the breakdowns. What does that mean? That we're indeed at the end of the so-called white man's kingdom. And it says, many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. And that's exactly what's happening now. You're seeing the knowledge, of these scriptures being increased, man. And not only of the scriptures, you're seeing, knowledge, in general, because you got the internet right now, man. You can just, Google something. If you want to know some information, it's all there on the World Wide Web. All right, so knowledge in general, in the world has been increased, but more importantly, the knowledge of who the so-called white man is, according to the Bible, which is Esau Edom, right? That's part of the knowledge that's been increased. What else has been increased? The knowledge that you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, are actually the biblical Israelites, according to the Bible. That knowledge has also been increased, man, right? Because we're in the time of the end, and these are, valuable things that we need to know in these times of trouble. Right? In Isaiah 33:6, it says, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. All right? So that all goes in conjunction with the scriptures, man. There's going to be certain things that we needed to know in the time of the end, so you can make your mind up whether, you're going to follow Yahweh Hashem Yahushai or you're going to follow the beast, man. Now, this is Isaiah 36 and verse 6, and it says, lo, thou trusteth in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt. Right now, that broken reed is making reference to the RFID microchip, man. All right. Now, if you type in a broken reed, you'll see that it actually resembles pretty much a rice grain, right? Something that looks similar to something that could also be impaled underneath the skin. It says the broken reed on Egypt, where if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him, man. So again, it made it very clear that if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. Now, don't the scriptures say that we're to have no cuttings in the flesh? All right. So that's how just based on that law alone, that it's off to have the RFID microchip, man. But you're gonna have a lot of church organizations out there. You're gonna have a lot of Israelite organizations out there in this time that are gonna be telling their congregations that it's okay to take the mark of the beast, man. Right? And it says here, and so is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him. That's all the people that's gonna trust in that beast system, man, in the image of the beast. Because you're going to have a lot of people that are going to trust in that image because through the fear of not having any food. Because remember the scriptures say that you cannot buy or sell without it, man. All right? So through the fear of, starving to death, through the fear of famine, people are going to take that RFID microchip, man. And, in doing that, they're trusting in the system. They're trusting in the image of the beast. They're trusting ultimately in the so-called white man. All right? But I'll cut it off there. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. And until then, I'll say shalom.